Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you're watching this. I'm unsure how this is going to work on TikTok with the recent glitching and all of that, but that's fine. Even if there are 0 viewers, that's totally fine. We're going to get right into it and tap in, see what's going on with the collective today. Hi, hello. So first and foremost, the channeled song for today is Clarity by Zed and Foxes. Synchronicities include the numbers 811, 1234, 111, 1313, 123, 411, 1111, 1441, 511, 444, 222, 2112, 2121, 211, and 0220, as well as, thank you. You may also have seen Hecate or work with her. You could have had nightmares. There could be Wi-Fi issues. You could have spilled something recently. And then Werther's, the candy brand, was also relevant for some reason. So let's see. Hi, welcome. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to roll these dice here to see what astrological house this reading will be in. First we have... I believe this is the 6 or 9th house for philosophy and higher learning. Okay, so we're getting some education in. Interesting. It also is travel. So let's see where that goes, and let's see what sign this is in. Hello, hi. Oh goodness. I escaped confinement, so interesting. Are we leaving something behind? And communication. No, sorry. This is Gemini. Oh, communication. 3 for Gemini. Gemini in the 9th house. Interesting. Okay, let's get into runes. Thank you for the likes. Oh my gosh. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, hello. Let's see, runes for today, communication, philosophy, higher learning, and travel in Gemini. Thank you so much, Jules. So let's see, we have not these for, what is that? Need. A need. Hi, Tisha. A need. Need for what? Tivas for justice, a need for justice, okay. What? And then we have a Berkano for growth. A need for justice and growth. In higher learning, philosophy, and travel in the sign of Gemini. Huh. This is already a very interesting combination, so I'm invested. Let's get into charms. I'm gonna put this over here so it does not ruin your eardrums. Tell me more. Oh, that's a chaotic spiral. Okay. Some of you may have been learning about the Akashic Records, or there's an upsurge of energy going on, because the incense near me is doing a weird spiral pattern. Okay, so charms, we have the angels. Good morning, hi! The angels. This is also, if you're not someone who believes in angels, this can be ancestors, this could be your higher self. It's basically your spiritual team. This is what I consider that to be. And then we have the intuition crystal ball charm. So following our intuition here in the realm of philosophy, higher learning. The shining a spotlight charm. So we may be shining a spotlight around some things, an intuitive nudge to do so. Then I also have the little dog. So someone here could have some passed on pets. It can also represent being loyal to what you love. So interesting. Let's see. Especially with the colors white and brown. So healing around grounding and stability and security. Fascinating. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's see how that relates here. I'm very invested. So, for everybody who's new here, which I think all of you are, I don't typically do yes, no's, as in you don't ask me a question in the chat and I answer it and you give me money or whatever. That's not my jam. I don't do that. I read for the collective. I pull out my little yes, no cards. And as I read for the collective, as in this big overarching message, all I want for you to do, you don't have to drop a follow, you don't have to drop a like, you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to put your question in the chat. I don't vibe with that. Okay? All you need to do is think a yes-no question, and as I pull, I'll say, if you have a yes-no question, that's your answer, okay? And that will be your answer. That way you don't have to put your personal business in the chat. We don't need to know all that. We don't need to do that. You don't gotta give me anything. That's all you need to do, okay? Yes. So, let's get into what's going on with the collective today regarding this need for justice and growth in the realm of philosophy and higher learning and travel. Tell me what's going on with the collective today. What's going on with the collective? I see 4444 popping in. So definitely a call for some grounding, stability, security. What's going on with the collective today? Interesting. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. I totally thought that with TikTok being weird lately that nobody would show up today, so it's cool to see everybody here. Come on. There we go. Yes, so 6 of Cups, returning to your roots. Oh, don't be sad. It's okay. If you had a yes, no question, your answer is yes. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Searching through our childhood memories. You know, I just finished reading a book about the Akashic Records, so there could be some people here who are interested in that and are looking at their past in order to gain some closure. Fascinating. Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more, Spirit. What's going on here? Returning to one's roots. Fascinating. Okay, so we have a sideways. If you had a yes, no question, your answer is yes. Especially if it relates to money. Whenever I see cards like this horizontally, that means this is our current energy. We go back and forth. Remember how I talked about stability and security being needed? This is the card that represents lack mindset. Budgeting, right? Upright, it talks about holding on to people, possessions, issues. Talks about deep-seated past issues, hoarding, control, possessiveness. You know, it's basically like holding, you can see in the picture, holding on to everything you got, every single thing you have, right? In the reverse, that's usually shedding the old, letting go of people, places, things that cause this. So this is where we're at. We're currently going back and forth, and this stems around childhood. So at some points we're holding on to past issues, and at others we're letting things go. We're currently in this in-between of working on this. Interesting. You don't have to put your questions in the chat, friendos. All I need for you to do is think it, and as I pull, I'll tell you if it's a yes or a no, okay? Please don't spam the chat. Tell me more, Spirit. We're sad. The Sun card in the reverse talks about depression. If you had a yes, no question, your answer is no. I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear. We have issues around our self-confidence. I shine my light on the world around me, and my radiance attracts more success. So yes, the Sun in reverse, you can see it right there. Lack of enthusiasm, depression, that type of thing. So that's where we're currently at. Currently in this little moment in time of going back and forth, we hold on to past issues, which trigger this little area of our life, right? This feeling the need to hold on to things. which leads us into this depressive energy. This is a collective reading. I'm not pulling cards for people. All I ask is that, like, you don't have to give me anything. You just think your yes, no question. And as I read for the collective, I will let you know this is your answer. You know? You don't have to put it in the chat. I don't want to know your business, and nobody else does either. Like, that's for you. That doesn't need to be on the internet. That's really it. That's all I ask. And please do not spam the chat. I am not going to answer questions that are spammed in the chat for sure. So, tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, so deeply depressed around this. So it's like we're returning to old memories. Yeah, there it is again. Unstable foundations. If you had a yes-no question, your answer is yes, especially if it relates to marriage or family or building a happy home, okay? But this is where we're at. We're trying to build our own community. This is giving chosen family, trying to fix things. In the reverse, that talks about being an unhappy home, right? So broken family, postponed, cancels reunions, leaving home, narrow-mindedness, disapproval. Upright, that's happy family reunions, that type of thing. So it's like, it can be marriage and stuff like that as well. But right now we're here. So it's giving a bit of a wake-up call, recognizing probably the parts where it's like, what does community actually mean to me? What does a happy family look like to me? Yeah. And I see right here, these are both in the realm of the throat chakra, right? Both in the realm of the throat chakra. The throat chakra talks about expressing your needs, wants, and desires. It's all about expression. So it's like figuring that out and really getting down to, what does a happy home look like to me? What do I want when it comes to family? Is this really what I want? Yeah, there's a tower here that's refusing to fall. That's where we're currently at. It's like we're holding on to this one belief system or to these people in our lives who are kind of making us feel this way, and we're not letting that tower crumble. If you had a yes no question, your answer is actually yes, surprisingly. When you see reversed with this, that usually means the opposite. I surrender to the storm. Yeah, we're not surrendering to the storm. Resisting change. Delaying the inevitable. Time to pick up the pieces and start anew. So it's like we're thinking about it. Yeah, this is all brain activity, the crown chakra. So it's like there's a pull to shed these things, just as we showed before here. This talks about shedding things. There's a pull to let go of past memories and narratives that keep you in this lack mindset, that keep you in this holding on to people, places, or things that keep you here, that keep you feeling like you're stuck. But we're resisting. There's a resistance here because it's all we've ever known. It's scary to let the tower fall. Tell me more about what's going on with the collective at this time. Oops, I forgot to start that. Oops. Tell me more. I'm glad I'm tapping in. Tell me more, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, yeah. If you had a yes, no question, your answer is no. Arrogant, reckless, hyperactive. There are people in our lives who promise a lot, but do not deliver, huh? Are they a fire sign? Oh no. There are people in our lives who are like this. They're arrogant, reckless, hyperactive, overly confident, loud, show-offy, but they are definitely someone who promises a lot and does not deliver. That probably keeps... It could also be, if it's not specifically like a friend or like a family member, it could also be someone who's cheated on us in the past and keeps us in this back and forth. Oh Lord, not an Aries. I'm an Aries. I hate when I see unhealed Aries energy. Oh no. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords, making a break for it. Confessing, coming clean, turning over new. Ooh, conscious kicking in. That stood out to me. Hello, precious. We could have... some stuff could have come to light. Yep, someone was being sneaky. I hope you're doing well. Happy to see you've returned. Thank you for the likes. I do see you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to focus. Yeah, it's like a dad or a husband. Aries popping in here. Oh, this makes me mad. I am my own authority. I have the will and the power to create my life structure. Yeah, stability, structure, protection. Older man, stability, dependent. So it's like... yeah, this truth that's come up about this person has kind of put us in this... oh, well, it's put us in our Emperor energy as well, right? Because it's like, okay, what do I actually want, though? You know, what is actually dependable to me? What do I consider to be stable? What do I consider to be a happy home? What do I consider to be the thing that I want? Yes. Oh, wow. Aries gang up in here. No, I always hate when I see unhealed Aries energy. It makes me so mad. So I'm like, dang it. All representing us bad. And we're trying to leave. Transition period. Trying to leave. Healing, progress, moving on, overcoming hardship. Yeah, letting go of the past. We're trying to... yeah, it's also a feeling of being deflated. So it's like stuff has come to light about this. We still haven't quite let the tower fall yet. Oh, if you had a yes-no question, your answer is maybe. Especially if it revolves around travel. Because again, this was around travel. So again, this is higher learning. So it's like we're learning these things. Where this stuff came to light, and it's putting us more into our power, right? Our divine masculine side of, okay, this obviously isn't working for me, so what does work for me? What do I want? What is best? Yeah. What do I consider? If you had a yes-no question, especially if it relates to friendship or love, it's a yes, okay? What do I think is stable in marriage? What do I think is stable in partnerships? Yeah, happy family. Stability, a whole lot of stability here and security. Yeah, I want to go towards my happiness, but first I need to know what that even means. What does that mean? Yeah, so Aries is heavy today. That's what we're currently manifesting. I see you. If you had a yes-no question, the answer is yes. I have all the resources I need, inner and outer, right? The magician, excuse me. They are all about, yeah, philosophy and higher learning. They have everything they need, right? They have the swords, which is words and thoughts. They have the cups, which is emotions. They have the pentacles here, which is resources. And they have the wand, which is motivation. Actually, yes, Sarah, you are not the first. So, yeah, we're currently trying to figure out what we actually want around partnerships, around what stability means to us, what security means to us, and are actively trying to manifest this. Beautiful. I love this. Thank you. Precious, if you're looking for a personal reading, I offer those at the link in my bio. I don't do them on live. Interesting. And the reason being is your business is yours. I don't like putting it on the internet. Just period. I don't like doing that. That's not for me. No shade to anybody who does that. That's just not for me. Tell me more on what's going on. So yeah, this is a big life change. Again with that throat chakra. Expressing. discretion. Speaking up for ourselves. Interesting. Tell me more about what's going on with the collective at this time. Thank you for the follows and the likes. Y'all are so sweet. 10. Yeah, completing a cycle. So this could be currently trying to heal a cycle of holding on to people, places, and things that keep you in lack mindset, feeling like that's what you deserve, so you hold on to it. Probably stemming from something in our childhood that taught us that we were supposed to accept that. Oh, I hear that a lot. That shows up here. Interesting. Hello. Tell me more, Spirit. Don't keep them waiting. I see a lot of things trying to come out, so it's like we're trying to bring it to the surface. It's always interesting when I see the little flippers here, because it's like, oh, I have the motivation. I wanna be this inspiring leader. I feel like I can do it, but I'm not coming out, so it's like it's hidden. I feel like I could. Yup. You got a question, a yes or no question. Your answer is no, especially if it relates to friendships, okay? This is gossiping, lack of social life, unhappy ending. Interesting. Curious. Because it's like, oh, I see. Maybe because of this, we hold on to people that aren't really good for us. People who aren't really in our corner, right? Especially if they have the cancer. So people who their moods fluctuate. So like very fickle. One moment you're really cool, the next minute they hate you. And you don't even know why. You find out they're always talking smack, but you've known them for forever, so you kind of let it slide. Or they're the only friends you have, so you kind of let it slide. And no, yeah, it's like why just, yeah, I don't want to be alone, so I accept any kind of treatment as long as I'm not alone. If you are in this collective, I'm already reading you, friend. I don't do personal readings on live. Your business should stay yours. If you want a personal reading, I'll fill out the link in my bio. I have 2 cards here, yeah. Page of Wands, yeah. We find people that we are inspired by. We're inspired by these people, right? There are good traits. Just because people have bad habits, they have negative traits, doesn't mean that there isn't good parts in them, right? So we see the good parts and we get really, really inspired, but we leave the rose-colored glasses on. If you had a yes/no question, by the way, your answer is yes. Okay? Yeah. Apathy, disinterest, stagnation, impulsiveness, negative patterns, detachment. Yeah, it's like we meet them and we're like, oh, I'm very inspired. They inspire me. But then you find out that they're complaining all the time. They complain nonstop, always complaining, always complaining. So it's like the friends and the partnerships, same thing. They start out super inspiring. You're like, wow, I could learn a lot from them. I could grow from them. We could build something here. And then you find out it's all fake. Oh no. Yeah, you're over here working really hard. Patience. If you had a yes/no question related to work or money, the answer is yes. All right. Yeah, you're someone who works very hard on yourself. You're a hard worker and you work very hard on yourself. You very much value self-growth, self-improvement. And these people can't keep up. They can't. Yeah, you're the inspiring leader. There's that Aries card again. You're the inspiring leader. The King of Wands is someone who, he's full of motivation. He's full of passion. He's all about go and do it, right? All about go and do it. very independent, very optimistic. It can be a little impulsive, but that's fine. Sometimes being motivated it is impulsive, right? And it's inspiring to other people. And that's who you are. You're someone who is inspired to constantly improve because you're a king. You're a queen, right? You're very much in your masculine energy. You're someone who's very ambitious. You probably have super high standards for yourself as well. And so you expect everybody around you to do the same. But that's not always the case. People like to fake the funk, and then you guys are hanging around them, and you realize, oh, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Yep. Oh. Yeah, you're someone who has a lot of good luck. You may not, even if you may not think you have a lot of good luck, you do. Yeah. I ride the waves of life. You kind of just, it's like things kind of always work out somehow. Even if the journey was bumpy the whole way, it's kind of like at the end of the day, it's still, you still get a victory somehow, some way. And that inspires people, so people like to be around you, but it turns into, you realize that they actually aren't what they started out as. Eventually the rose-colored glasses kind of fall off, and now you're just sitting here with the truth. You're holding on to them because you're like, well, they've been around for a long time, or they're XYZ, and, you know, but it's just another who has the biggest wand competition. You had a yes/no question. Your answer is no. Okay? Yeah, this is the in-between. So it's like 1 minute we're just all the way in the drama. We're all the way in the comparison game. We're all the way in the arguments, disagreements, clashing personalities, ego. This is definitely the ego card. So people who just are constantly, I mean, you can see right there. Who's got the biggest wand? Yeah. Versus being like, why don't I just leave it behind? Why don't I just go be by myself? Yeah, more of that expression right here. That throat chakra. Sometimes we just want to tell them, you know what? Actually, I don't vibe here and I would like to leave. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's like sometimes you just want to tell them how you feel. You're like, wow, are you aware that when you leave the room, they talk about you? And yeah, it makes you wonder if they talk about you when you leave the room. They do. Yeah, I want to go towards my new beginning. That's what I want to do. I want to get away from this because this is exhausting. It's time to embark on a brand new beginning. More of that travel. I want to head on out. Bye. I don't want this anymore. Yeah, this intuitive nudge. This feeling like I need to leave. I need to get away from this. But there's this repeating pattern of I keep running into people. I keep running into people that I build connection with, but it seems like every time I do, it's the same cycle with new faces. Why? Well, that's simple, because there's a root. You have to go back to the very beginning, when that very first person let their mask fall off and you realized, oh, that's where it starts. That's where the mask starts. I see that you tagged me. What do you need, friend? Tell me more on what's going on with the collective. Yeah, there's definitely like, it's in philosophy, higher learning, and travel, but there's definitely this like, I am a person who really values self-improvement, who really likes to grow, who really likes to change. I'm hungry for self-improvement, but the people I'm around don't step up. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. Thank you. 14, yeah, temperance. We're balancing that out, that need to be around community for the sake of being around community. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, because we feel ostracized. It's like sitting in a room full of people and feeling alone. Like, they're all supposed to be your friends, but you feel so lonely. If you had a question around money, the answer is no. Hello, hi. Yeah. And they're people who are usually broke too. Let's just call it what it is. The people you're around are usually broke and they make you feel alone. So like, why are you even there? Last one, and then I will move into the next part. Yeah, it's like sitting in a room and just going, why am I even here? Nobody here likes me. So what am I doing here? These people do the same stuff. They do the same old things. They aren't committed to change. They're just gonna keep talking about each other. I want to leave this pain behind. I want to get away from it. Yeah, overcoming depression, optimism. The worst is over. Yeah, I want to get away from it. I don't want to be here no more. Yeah. I want to get out of my little mind prison. I want to stop living in this mind prison. And I want to stop feeling like I have to put up with this. I want to stop being strong and resilient. I want to stop dealing with this nonsense. Yeah, I want to stop feeling like I have to have my walls up around new people. Gemini and Sagittarius, that's crazy. Considering Gemini was the sign for today. Yeah, Gemini too. Gemini and an unhealed energy is definitely two-faced. That sucks. A lot of air and fire today. Alright, I'm putting away my yes-no cards. I'm gonna move into the next one. I'm feeling this bad boy. So the next part is why you even need to hear this today. Why I have graced your FYP. Why you're being brought this information. You're welcome. Let's see. Spirit. So I will not be answering any personal questions or yes-nos at this time. Once I put those away, that's it. But as always, if you want a personal, for the link in my bio. It's not clickable. I don't have 1,000 followers yet. I'm super close, but it's there. That's where I do my personal readings. So yes. Alright, Spirit. Okay, that one's really important. It keeps falling off of me. The Devil in reversed. You need to hear this because you're actively working through your self-sabotaging patterns of holding on to these people. We're actively working through it. Fascinating. Beautiful. Yeah, because the Devil is all about self-sabotage, right? So, why do they need to hear this at this time? Tell me more, Spirit. Let's get into it. Let's make them uncomfortable with the truth. Just kidding. Let's give it to him honest, straight and true. Why do they need to hear this at this time? Thank you, Spirit. The Six of Wands. Yes, leaving behind the self-sabotage and heading into our recognition, getting our flowers, being around the people who will actually clap for you and be happy about clapping for you. Yes. Realizing that you don't need a community of people who don't even like you. Because what's the point of being surrounded by people who make you feel lonely when you could just go be by yourself and not deal with all the drama? You know what I mean? The Three of Wands. Yes. Again, you have been manifesting this. You have been working on this change, this self-improvement around this feeling to hold on to community, and you're waiting for it to come in. Thank you, Jules. You're waiting for your efforts to come in. So it's like going in and doing the healing work, doing the shadow work, doing the affirmations, listening to the subliminals, that kind of thing, or just journaling, going to therapy, that kind of thing. And you're waiting for the results. You're waiting for the moment when you're like, oh, I no longer need validation. Yeah, we're waiting for that click. I find that interesting, and I've said this to people before, right? You don't ever feel the click. It's more like when things trigger you, when you have moments where stuff feels the same, you don't, like, you still have your emotion, but it's not as long. Instead of being taken out for 3 to 5 business days, you're now taken out for like 3 minutes. That's where the progress shows up. We have the 5 of Swords here, sideways. So more of that argument, gossiping energy, manipulation. Yeah, I want to get away from manipulation. Get away from manipulation. Ooh. Thank you for the follows and the likes. I appreciate y'all. Really, I do. Yeah, getting away from the manipulation. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, we could have dealt with people who gaslit. Obviously, we have people who are talking about us behind our back. Or even nice nasty, like to our face, but in public. Like, I'm getting a distinct vibe of this happening. Like, oh gosh. So I grew up in the South, specifically middle school to high school years. And I noticed a lot of times that people would do that nice nasty thing where you would be around them and they would say, they'd give backhanded compliments. But they would do it in public so that if you called them out on it, you looked like the crazy person. Ugh. I just got that memory back in my head. Yeah. Yep. Oh gosh, I know how that is, Sharon. I had one who changed the locks on our house while we were moving out so that he could say that we did all this stuff to his house while we were trying to put it back to the way it was. If that's you, you'll get through that court case. It'll be favorable because that's what it was for us. We proved it. We proved it. The Hierophant in reversed, breaking tradition, and the Knight of Swords in reversed. Breaking tradition around communication, specifically rushing into communication with people. Yeah, manipulation. Oh, so the more traditional type of communication, relationships, friendships, partnerships, that types of thing, people rushed. It's like they would be like, oh my god, we're besties, and you knew them for like 5 minutes. And now all of a sudden, like, they can just act any type of way. Interesting. So yeah, we're starting to get clear on what, like, maybe I don't need it to be a traditional type of thing. Maybe I want it to be different. Interesting. Yeah, what are my traditions around these types of things? Like, what do I consider to be a good friendship, a good partnership? How do I want to operate? How do I want to communicate? Yes. The Knight of Pentacles in the reversed. Okay, so we might... Oh, okay. Alright, I'm seeing another little bit here, is that we might also, in our moment of trying to figure out who is and who is not manipulative, we could also be not putting a lot of effort into some friendships or even into ourselves at the moment. We could be very much, what's the word I'm looking for? Harsh in our communication. And then we could also be not working on ourselves as hard. So a lack of motivation here or a temptation to stop. There could also be a temptation to stop doing this. Yeah, as a form of rebellion. Got it. As a form of rebellion. Yeah, that's that devil energy. The Ten of Wands. Yeah. Because it feels like a whole lot of responsibility. It feels like a lot of burdens. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I've been holding on to all this, and I know you guys are playing in my face, and I know I've been putting up with what I didn't need to be putting up with, and now I just want to rebel against everyone and tell them how dumb they are. Yeah. 2 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, especially if it's in... places where we've been overgiving. That Five of Pentacles. I'm tired of being the one that's always left out in the cold. And Strength. Yeah, I've put up with enough. I've put up with enough. But you see how the lion is sitting peaceful? Quiet? I love this card because look at this hawk actually screaming in this lion's face. It's so funny to me. It's like your intuition is telling your inner self-sabotage part, that ego, that lion, to be quiet. Yeah, because when we rebel, when we actually like come in and we start, you know, meeting that energy, that's when that's usually when they're like, oh look, see, they're the problem, they're the issue, it's them. It's like, no. Yep. That reactive stuff. Like building resentment over having to hold everything on your back, and then the slightest inconvenience happens and you blow up on everybody. And then they're like, why? They're crazy. No, I'm tired. I need a nap. Someone else needs to do the laundry. You know what I mean? Yeah. I see. Tell me more about why they need to do this at this time. Yeah, so there may be a tendency to hold on to things until we kind of boil over. Yeah. That manipulation. I've already put my yes/no cards away, friend. Tell me more about why they need to hear this at this time, Spirit. Or if I need to move on. Some more sideways cards. A bunch of them. Yeah, the High Priestess. Okay, so we're having a bit of a hard time connecting to our intuition and listening to our internal guidance. The Ace of Wands, sideways. And the Seven of Pentacles, sideways. So, yeah, we're looking at our life, right? We're looking at our life and all the things that have happened leading up to this point. We're not feeling super inspired. We're not feeling super motivated. And we're having a really hard time connecting to our inner guidance system. Yeah, because we could be dealing with these people still, or we're dealing with the after effects. This is very much giving, I've left a very toxic partner and now I think I'm the narcissist. No, you're not. If you're wondering if you're the narcissist, the answer is always no. Okay? I'm just gonna be so honest with you. I've put away my yes/no cards, friend. I'm not answering those at this time. And I will tell you that as someone who has been through that specific type of dynamic, it's not you. That's how they get you. Because then they have you thinking that you're the problem when you weren't. The only issue you had was accepting the behavior. Yeah, and so we kind of get, it's like, I want to do more for myself, I want to be stronger, but then we replay the stuff we heard back in the past, and then we go, well, I'm not really worth it. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. If you ever ask yourself, am I the narcissist? The answer is no. Because people who are those, especially ones who are out there actively hurting people, who know they are, will never ask. Yep, they'll never ask. There are some who will get help. It's a very unfortunate mental disorder, but they'll never ask. They'll never sit there and actually ask themselves. Nope. Especially if they're out there actively hurting people. But yeah, I do see someone who, I don't even know why you think this about yourself, because to me, you and I are in the same boat. I'm exactly the same. I am also someone who's super ambitious. I also like self-improvement. I'm also hungry for knowledge. I don't see any reason why you would need to think this about yourself. Tell me more, Spirit, on why they need to hear this at this time. Thank you. The Lovers. Because we're balancing things out. We are balancing it out. I love to see this, especially when I see it after seeing the Devil card in the reversed. Okay, 111, manifestation. The Devil card and the Lover's card are two sides of the same coin. The Lover's card is a very healthy, happy relationship. The Devil's card is a very toxic, karmic one, right? Now, in the realm of self-improvement, right, because this is around philosophy, higher learning, and that type of thing, it talks about balancing your feminine and masculine energies, your ambitious go-getter energy, being the masculine, and your intuitive, your intuitive receiving, I can't think of the word right now. Nurturing, there we go. Nurturing side, right? When they're imbalanced and in harmony up here, you're able to operate. You're able to go after the things you want. You're able to manifest. You're able to be creative. You're able to sit. You're able to not only go after the things you want, but you're also able to happily receive the things you want. So you're not pushing away the things you asked for. So you go, I want this thing, and I am deserving of this thing, right? The Devil card, on the flip side, is someone who is extremely attached to the 3D, the material plane. They're very much, the feminine is in her masculine. She's not relying on her internal guidance. All of her creativity comes from the masculine side. It's very much burning the candle at both ends, and not being receptive to the things that they want, right? So the masculine kind of just steps all over the feminine side, or the feminine side steps all over the masculine side. So you have one end where you're burning the candle at both ends, and you have the other end where if that's in control, you're overly passive. You don't do anything. You just sit around and kind of wait for things to come to you. You know what I mean? So to see that we're currently working on balancing these things is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for the repost. Thank you. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're just working through this little moment. You could be dealing with this would be the inner teen moment. So it's like inner anger, all the anger welling up and needing to be addressed. I love it, because we always start with the inner child. We start getting back into the things that make us happy, that bring us our optimism, that bring our spark back. And then the inner teen shows up and they're mad. They're angry. All that anger, all that pent up resentment comes up that you got to address now. And you're like, oh, what do I do now? Yes, we have to address the anger, because it's justified anger. We went through some nonsense and we're angry about it. You gotta deal with it. Thank you for the share. Oh my goodness. So tell me more on why they need to hear this at this time, Spirit. A little more. The Four of Cups in reverse. Yes. Letting go of being so dissatisfied with our life. All that blue. I don't want to be dissatisfied with my life anymore. I want to get away from this. I don't want to be apathetic towards life anymore. I want for my life to be in color again. Yeah, I don't want it to be blue all the time. I want to be sad. Because there are good memories in the past. Yes, we want to hold on to the good memories. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I want to go be the Nine of Pentacles, the mini Empress. I want to go sit in my abundant garden, surrounded by all of my abundance. I want to be happy. I want to be chill. I want to be minding my own business, having a good time, you know? The Nine of Pentacles, she's the mini Empress. She's just missing that last little pentacle, the legacy, right? The legacy, the community, the family. It's the single and loving it card also, right? They're on their own, they're good. They have their abundance, they're cool with things taking time. They're listening to the guidance from spirit. Hi. And they're just minding their business. We go back and forth. Some days we're feeling like we are. Some days we're good. Some days we're very much not in that energy. And that's fine. We're flip-flopping. We're learning. We're healing. We're growing. Like I said, like we always think that it's going to be an overnight, like snap of the finger, we forgot all about it, it'll never bother me again. No. That's not how you measure the progress. You know the ships are coming in, you know you're making progress is if the trigger, if the memory comes in, it affects you, but instead of taking you out for the entire day, you're only out for like 5 minutes and you move on. That's how you know you're making progress, if it affects you less and less. It's like, how long do we sit and ruminate on it? That's how you know where the progress lies. Tell me more on why they need to hear this at this time. Sharon, the one who just asked the question, I have already put away my yes/no cards, so I will not be answering those at this time. I do apologize. Yes, observing me. Two of Pentacles, getting our priorities straight. Again, getting our priorities straight. Building up our discernment. The Nine of Wands, we saw it earlier, right? We saw it earlier. We were in this era of not wanting to be so guarded. Being tired. Ongoing battle. Fatigue. Yes. We're currently there though. We're doing, having a backbone, perseverance, learning from past failures, gathering your strength. So this is where we are, getting our priorities straight. No, there was someone else named Sharon who asked a question. Getting our priorities straight and building up our discernment. Building up our discernment. Yeah, building up our boundaries. Instead of having our walls up for everyone, it's like, okay, where's my line? I do not answer personal questions in lives like this. Your personal business should stay personal. If you want to know that information, I offer those readings at the link in my bio, though. Why else do they need to know this at this time? I'll pull two more. Why else do they need to know this at this time? You're welcome. Two more. Sideways again. Two of Wands. Yeah, so like Two of Wands is all about making plans. So this little transitionary period. Yeah, the Two of Swords. So decisions, indecisions. Hi, hello. Indecision around making plans. Because we're waiting to be our little Nine of Pentacles. We're waiting for when we have our priorities straight. So it's like I'm trying to figure out what's good for me, what I want. Yes, before I move forward and make more plans. So before I let anybody else in, before I start deciding what's next for me, I want to make sure that I have my priorities straight and that I have my boundaries figured out. The Star! And that I've done healing, that I've healed. The Aquarius card. Yes, the little white dove of peace. Yeah. I want to make sure I've healed At least a little bit. I don't want to go into my next, it's like I don't want to go into my next friendships, partnerships, business partnerships, relationships. I don't want to bring that in. I don't want that to bleed over into it. I don't want to do that at all. So we have our what, we have our why. Let's get into what you even need to do about it. Because I can give you what and I can give you why, but let's be for real, we want some practical advice. Marigold wants to talk today. Ooh, more shadow work. I love this deck. I'm not sponsored, I just really like it, and I'm a nerd out for a second. This is the Marigold. She's beautiful. I call her my shadow work deck because she yells at me when I'm doing shadow work. Gorgeous deck. I love her. And it's a theme I'm not used to seeing. It's about the, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but it's like Sikh, S-I-K-H tradition. Very cool. But yes, what do we need to do about it at this time, Spirit? Y'all always want to pop right on out when I'm not even done making sure I clear the energy. Patience. Patience is needed. What do they need to do about it at this time? I know no one wants to hear patience. Nobody wants to hear that. Like, ugh. Make the plans anyway. Even if things don't feel super stable at home, make the plans anyway. Make the plans anyway. You don't need to wait to be healed to make the plans, okay? Honestly, you'll run into people who will trigger those things. You'll run into those people. So when you're healing wounds around people specifically, what's going to happen is you're going to go out into the world. You're going to meet people who may carry the same vibration as the person from before. So like I said, we meet new people, but with the same cycle. The thing is, they're the opportunity for you to recognize, to clock the same behaviors and to choose different this time. To go, no, I'm good. But in order to do that, you have to go meet the people, okay? You have to go put yourself in those situations. Please be safe, of course, but that's how you heal. That's how you recognize the progress, is by meeting those types of things, meeting those types of people, and going, oh, I recognize this. This happened to me before. Okay, how do I want to handle it? Not easy, I know, but it's it. If you want to heal, that's how you heal. Yeah, the Five of Wands. The Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Oh, and the Star again. Okay, so that was a whole lot in one go. Okay. Five of Wands. Yeah, make the plans, even if your current situation at home isn't necessarily stable, even if there's conflict, right? Even if people make you feel left out or ostracized, even if we're not feeling our best, all right? In order to gain this truth, in order to gain this clarity, you have to go put yourself in those situations. You have to go see how far you've come, okay? That's how you recognize that you're actually in your power now. That's how you recognize it. You don't do it at home. That's how you actually go get in your power, and that's how you heal. That Star card again. That's how you heal. That's how you learn, right? Again, be safe. Go nice and slow, okay? You don't gotta rush. There's no rush, all right? Don't try to force it. Go slow. Yeah. And they don't want you to give a damn about anybody's opinion, okay? Don't give the single flip about anybody's opinion. If they come at you sideways with their sideways comments, their unsolicited opinions, let it roll off of you. It's just words. It's their own projections. That's the kind of the thing when people do, when people do say something unkind, it has nothing to do with you. They're projecting their own insecurities onto you. So when you start recognizing that, it doesn't really bother you anymore. You'll just be like, alright then. Yeah, 8 of Wands. Yeah, and you'll notice that you're making more progress than you thought. Things will pick up. The 8 of Wands is all about quick movement, quick motivation. Because it will get, like, once you recognize, oh, I actually am healing this. I actually am improving. I thought this whole time, because I've been at home, not interacting with anyone, I thought I wasn't making any progress. But now that I'm meeting people who have that same energy and I'm actually choosing different, or I'm reacting different, yeah. You're like, I actually have made a ton of progress. And that helps you move forward so that you're not just stuck bed rotting at home wondering when the healing will come. It's like you've already been healing. Now you have to go apply the healing. You have to go apply the work. Tell me more on what they need to do about it. Page of Swords. Ooh, yes, and get curious. Get curious. I know you're already curious. I know you already like to learn. I know. Continue to do so. Continue to learn. This will actually make you a bit more hungry to learn. The Lover's reversed, though. Interesting. Clarify the Lover's reversed, Spirit. Clarify this. I'm not doing personal reads at this time. I don't do those. I don't do those in live. Your personal business should stay yours. The Lover's reversed and the 3 of Swords reversed. Okay, so yeah, get curious. Get curious about how things kind of went awry, how we allowed those things, where that started, and then release the pain around it. Release that pain around it. That'll help. When you start getting curious, why do I feel like I deserve this? Why? Then you start healing it. Then you start releasing that pain. Tell me more. Yeah, it's like how did I contribute to my own suffering here? And I'm not saying you deserved any of it. No, but throw that thought out the window, please. What I'm saying is why did I feel like I deserved it? Why did I allow it to continue? Oh, did I freeze? I hope not. Let me know if I'm frozen. I hope not. 6 of Swords. Six of Swords sideways. Okay, alright. If I'm frozen for you, refresh your stuff. Okay. But I did notice the 6 of Swords sideways here. So if you're wanting to leave, if you're wanting to do that healing, right? That transition. Yeah, going between stagnation, emotional baggage, reluctance to move on, clinging to the past. We need to work on this. So that will help. So these blockages that we're having in this area, that will help. Okay. Yes, Cheryl, I said when it came to the Lover's reversed, we need to get curious about where our part was in the situation. Okay, so not saying anybody deserved it, no victim blaming here, not at all. I don't do that. What I'm saying is why, asking ourselves, why did I feel like I deserved that kind of treatment? Why did I feel like I needed to stay? Why did I feel like I needed to keep them around me? And that will actually heal. That'll help you let go of that internalized pain. And that will also help you move on. Okay? These obstacles impeding your progress will help you move on so that you can get to that happiness you're trying to get. Remember how earlier that said you were in the reverse, that you were feeling depressed about it? We're flipping it back over, getting back into our little lion, our inner happiness, all that nice, beautiful confidence. Yeah, because it's like, why did I feel like I deserved that? Why did I accept that treatment for so long? And then you start getting clear on that and you go, well, I never deserved it. And then you can move on and feel better about yourself, because now you're not holding on to the story of, I was treated badly by someone who was mean to me, life happened to me. And you're like, no, I got away from that. That part of my life is over now. I don't have to put up with that ever again, because I never deserved it in the first place. So now I can feel more comfortable using my big voice and saying no. I see the 8 of Cups here in reverse, which is usually like not walking away from something. So I want to know what they mean. Not walking away from what? Don't walk away from what, Spirit? Clarify the 8 of Cups in reverse, please. It's like they wouldn't tell you to just not walk away. Like after just saying moving on. Thank you for the share and the follows. Oh my gosh. Clarify this 8 of Cups in reverse, please. The Page of Wands. Aw, don't leave behind your inspiration. That's so cute. Okay. Okay, alright, that's really cute though. Okay. Don't leave behind the part of you that gets inspired by other people, okay? Don't leave that behind. Keep that with you. And also don't leave behind your inspiration to get away from feeling apathetic about life, right? Because it's all a balancing act, right? We're currently balancing. You're balancing things right now. So don't leave that behind. Being inspired by others is a beautiful thing. Please don't leave that behind. And don't compare either. Inspiration is a beautiful thing. Allow people to inspire you. Keep your spark alive. And last one. Oh, thank you. The 9 of Cups. Sideways. Interesting. So this transition here, moving on. So getting curious about why we accepted that treatment. That will help us move on, and that will help us move into our happiness and leaving, like not leaving behind the inspiration. So basically keeping us from getting bitter. Balancing things out, and that will lead us to our wish. Getting our wish. The 9 of Cups is the wish card. That's so cute. I love that. Okay. That's so cute. Yeah. Aw. Okay. Alright. I'm feeling called to get into my Oracle Advice cards. I was definitely feeling this one. It's a new deck. I've only used it one other time. Thank you, R. I know you're not here, but I'm a shout you out every time. They were originally blank cards that I wrote on, so we'll see what my own words have to say. They're all channeled from Spirit, but we'll just see. We'll just see what's in there. And before I do that, I like to put a summarized video, a little recap, if you would, for people who missed the live, you know, who couldn't make it. So that requires me to do a quick recap here, and then I'll get straight into the Oracle Advice cards. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to give me anything. All I ask is for a moment of patience, and I will jump straight in, okay? So, thank you for your patience. So, that's the recap. Let me clean up my little area here, and I will happily get into these Oracle Advice cards. But I really love that for you. I love to see people working on their healing and looking at, especially when it's from a place of, I don't want for this to impact, thank you, Cheryl. I don't want for this to impact other people in my life. That's such a beautiful way to go about it. And if you ever wondered if you're the narcissist in that situation, if you're actually sitting there going, I don't want for this to impact other people, that's your answer, friends, okay? So, I'm just saying, right? Been there, done that. I have the snow globe. So, Oracle Advice cards. And this is just some guidance to continue on your path. I like to think of them as like things to make you think, you know? Thank you! Oh my gosh. So, and I love these. I've been having fun with these. I have other ones, but these are I'm really excited about these because I was really something I've wanted to do. I always see people make little decks and I thought that'd be so fun. So I've used it once and it was really good. So Spirit, let's ease their anxieties, soothe their fears, and yeah, just calm their minds. Anybody who sees my face, whether here on the live or in any video or just any video I post anywhere on the internet, if you see my face, I want for you to leave feeling lighter. I want the burdens to be lifted off of you. I'm gonna just take it. Gone. Just so you feel lighter, a bit more refreshed. Yeah. And let's give them some clarity and guidance to help them continue on their path forward. Thank you, Spirit. Some advice for my collective here today. Closing advice for my collective here today. I do see your question, Daniel. I'm not doing yes, no's at this time. Closing advice for my collective here. We're stepping into our divine feminine. Being okay with receiving what you want. Stepping into listening to our inner guidance. Moving slower, taking more breaks, resting. Resting is healing too, you know. Did you know that if you're able to sleep a lot more, it's because you've gotten into a place where you feel safer? And you do a lot of healing work in your sleep. Sometimes, especially in the spiritual realm, you do a lot of healing work in the dream state. You dropped this. Oh, it's so cute. You dropped this. Okay, you need to put it back on. Yeah. Why did I feel like I deserved this treatment? Because someone knocked your crown off. You need to put it back on. Put it back on. Any more closing advice for my collective here today? I can't stop cheesing. That's so cute. Thank you for the follows. And your name's Queen too. Yeah, there's so many queens in here. And thank you for the share. Thank you. Shadow work is needed. So again, shadow work is needed. Getting to that root. Why did I feel like I deserved it? Why did I feel like I deserved that treatment? Lighting some incense here. Why did I feel like it was okay for me to accept that? Hello, friend. I'm not doing personals at this time. The dance of light and shadow. Yeah, this is currently what we're doing. We're learning how to integrate our shadow into ourself. Please do not spam the chat. I'm not doing personals at this time. That'll be the last time I say it. The dance of light and shadow. So yeah, accepting that part. So getting curious about these things and understanding. Because of this. How do I heal this? Without getting your ego you should not get rid of your ego. That's the part of you that interacts with the 3D world. Oh, yep. This is what we're healing. I don't need to say it. I've already said it so many times. This is what we're healing. If you're asking if you're the narc, the answer's no. Okay? I'ma say it. I say it so many times. I've encountered it too many times. I'm not doing yes, no's at this time. I've lived it, I've dealt with it, I've met other people who are in it. If you have to ask, you're not it. Okay? If you have to ask, you're not the narc. But we're not stuck in the mind prison. We're leaving it behind. Not stuck in the mind prison. I'm not doing yes, no's at this time. I already put those away. Any more closing advice for my collective here today? But I do like to see we're not stuck in the mind prison, because that's the hardest part. The hardest part is leaving the mind prison, especially if you came out of one of these, because that's where they like to keep you. And you need to stop pouring from an empty cup. Okay? Get some rest. Pour into you. Alright? You deserve it. Oh my gosh, yeah, you deserve it. You've been doing this for way too long. You need to pour back into yourself. Okay? The PRS method. In order to pour back into yourself, I highly recommend you go do this. Alright? The PRS method. You can look it up. It's by Jules. You go check it out. Okay? You go check it out. It stands for Prettier, Richer, Smarter. And it's setting goals for yourself to improve. Alright? I'm just saying. It's being recommended. I don't make the rules, okay? Or did you want to be up or down? The law of reciprocity. We're working on the law of reciprocity. Okay? We're working on the law of reciprocity, figuring out what equal give and take looks like, even in a relationship with ourselves. Am I giving back to myself, or am I just expecting myself to continuously go, go, go? Any more closing advice for my collective here today? I'm telling you, you look it up. That PRS method, I'm telling you. Telling you. You'll see me in that chat. Yes, you will. Oh, interesting. So we are not aware of this yet. So I'll flip this for you. Delays are not a call to leave, they are a call to heal. Okay? So just because we feel like we're not making progress in our healing journey does not mean we should stop. It means there is a thing that we have not healed yet. Not that you need to pick yourself apart, but again, asking yourself, why did I feel like I deserved it? Getting really just honing in on it, okay? Why? Thank you for the follow. And hello, I do see you. And I do see the likes. Thank you. We're no longer begging for love. Nope, we're not doing it. Not doing it. Long gone. I love to see it. I love to see that, especially with that paradigm. I love to see it. I told you, you dropped your crown, put it back on. You got out of it, or you're getting out of it. You woke up. Oh, that one almost came out, but it didn't. Lots of flippers. We're still keeping some things close to our chest. Oh, now it all came out. Let the tower fall. Let it fall. Let it fall. Okay? Let the old system of belief that you have held on to for so long, let it go. No need to compare. No need to compare. Okay? Don't do that. Stay inspired. Don't compare. Let it, yeah. Let it fuel you. Let it motivate you, okay? We're not following passion's lead at the moment, okay? That's what they want you to do. Follow passion's lead. We're currently not doing that. And yeah, if you're super fatigued, if you have headaches, if you feel like you have a cold, that is a sign of ascension symptoms, okay? That means that we're waking up. We're doing the internal work, so we're waking up. Waking up. We'll do... I'm feeling 4 more. 4 more. Closing advice from my collective here today. Ooh. If you have been saying how it hurts you and they do not fix it, leave. That's that begging for love. So if you're trying to figure out, okay, what is the law of reciprocity to me? What do I consider to be a good give and take? Let this be one of it, okay? If you bring something up and they make their little promises and they don't deliver on the first one, let it go. Believe them the first time. 3 more, Spirit. Nice is how you get used. Kind is how you get respected. I've talked about this a lot, and people don't understand it, because nice is what we teach people in order to ensure that they don't have boundaries. Nice takes you out of the equation. Nice is the one who never really says anything, doesn't really cause any trouble. They kind of just keep the peace. Kindness takes you into consideration and brings accountability into the equation. What I mean by that is, I didn't really like how you talked to me. I didn't like that tone you used. I didn't like what you said. Right? I didn't like that you promised me this and it didn't happen. What are you going to do about it? How are we going to solve this? Right? It's accountability. Calling people on their bullshit. And people are like, how is that kindness? Well, because someone needs to bring it to their attention that they're acting sideways. And if they still continue to choose to act wrong, you're being kind to yourself as well by removing yourself from the situation. No matter who they are, no matter how long you've known each other, because just because you popped out of them, or you've known them for 30 plus years, or you've been married to them for a really long time, doesn't mean you should have to put up with consistent disrespect. Yep. Two more, Spirit. Thank you. We do not feel like the author of our own life either. You hold the pen. If you take nothing else from this live today, you hold the pen of your life. You write the story. Right now you feel like you have no control over your life. You always have control over your life. It starts here. You hold the pen. Okay? You always have the power to change things. It starts in here. It starts in how you think about yourself, how you talk about yourself, because your subconscious hears it. And as your subconscious hears it, you believe it, and it becomes your reality. And life is an ever crooked path, and you are never off of it. Okay? No matter what you choose, no matter what you decide, no matter how long of a detour you take, no matter how many circles you go, you're always on your path, and you will always make it. What you want wants you. You will always find your way to the end. Progress over perfection, always. You don't need to be perfectly healed. No one's perfectly healed. I'm not perfectly healed. No. Progress over perfection. And it's gonna take time. No one likes to hear it, but it's gonna take time. You cannot heal from huge traumas overnight. I'm sorry. No, you can't. I've tried. Trust me. No, you can't. It sucks. I know. I'm gonna do one more. I know I said 3 more, but I'm gonna do 1 more. Yeah, slow and steady. Remember, if you're trying to rush something, as fast as you get it is as fast as it leaves. Things that are rushed are often not good. So take your time. Take your time. It's not a race, it's a journey. It's okay. Take the scenic route. Slow down. You deserve to do things in a slow manner. It's okay. Doesn't gotta be fast. Last one, and then I will release you to the wilds. Last one, spirit. Last one. Oh, they gave you 2. That's funny. Yeah, we're not in our masculine. So we're working on our divine masculine at the same time. Oops. We're currently here. Our divine masculine is out. It's not upright. We're overgiving. We're burning the candle at both ends. That's where we need to work on. Why do we feel like that's what we have to be doing? You can do things slow and steady. And may light never blind you, and darkness never bind you. Yeah. We don't need to be all love and light and kind of glaze over the red flags all up in our face. But we also don't need to let the darkness keep us paralyzed. Yes. So, that's all I have for you today. I hope that it was helpful. If you're interested in a personal reading, I offer that at the link in my bio. As I said earlier, I don't have 1,000 followers just yet. I'm super close, so the link is not clickable. It is what it is. But that's where I offer personal readings, and literally everywhere else I am on the internet. If you're watching this on the YouTube video when I post it later, that link will be in the description box down below. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, for choosing me to be your reader today. Oh goodness. Yeah, feel free to check that out and see if I vibe with you. If I don't, and this is the last time I see you, thank you for being here, for choosing me. And I wish you so much love, luck, peace, joy, abundance, health, wealth, and healing. Please remember that your life is an ever crooked path and you are never off of it, alright? And if you have chosen to follow me, if you do vibe with me, thank you! Big extra thank yous, all the cookies, everything. I wish you all the same. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye!